So listen, Steve, I'm really excited about this course. I mean, what is it for you? Why is it so exciting for you?
I just think it's just an opportunity to get people together, shared experiences, which I think is very important. But actually to give people the opportunity to support themselves. What we're doing is we're supporting people in supporting their community, and I just think that is a really important thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
So that's what excites me most about it, is to give people that opportunity to come together with that shared experience and hopefully take something away that's going to benefit them in the short, medium and long term.
Yeah.
What about you? What's
I think what's really cool about this course is that the way we're presenting this course actually mirrors what we're trying to achieve. In other words, we're going to be talking to people about how they can talk to their local communities, build relationships and bring the best out of the community. And I think that's what we'll be doing with the participants of this course. We're going to be asking them, what do you need? Yeah. What can we do to help you to get better outcomes following an emergency? And I think that's just such a great idea.
Absolutely, and I think it's 2 days. We've said, and I think anybody who comes on the course is going to see what we mean by interactive. That's for a start.
Oh yeah.
If they think we're going to be talking too much, then they've got going to get a shock.
Yeah.
Because this is about them leading this course. This is, yes, there's going to be framework, there's going to be expected outcome, but what we want them to do is they are the guides here, because as you say, when it comes to an incident, they're going to be the decision makers.
And they're the experts in their communities, not us.
No,
not us.
I wouldn't know necessarily where they've come from, and may have never even been there. So really we're relying on them to bring their knowledge and to share that knowledge in order to create the frameworks that we're talking about for the outcomes that they're going to need.
God, I hope they know what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to be a boring course if they don't.
We'll all stand there in total silence. That's not going to be much fun. But and I think one of the questions that we've had come up before about why would we do this? What's the benefit? Why pay the money? But we have a saying in emergency planning is you either pay now or you pay later, and you're going to pay a darn sight more later. So the preparedness and just that investment now from local authorities in preparing for something that could happen, and a lot of the incidents we've had recently prove that it could happen. That's going to be that's going to be a very important investment, because they're going to save a darn sight more further down the line if they're engaging with their community as opposed to sidelining them.
Yeah.
So now I think it's a really exciting proposition, and I'm really looking forward to to seeing people come on the course and spending some time with them.
I mean, my focus. I think training as a thing in itself is just a waste of time unless you've got a real outcome that we focused on providing. We've got a real focus on having a good outcome for this training course, and also it's going to help people who attend the course have a good outcome should they be faced with an emergency. Yeah. And that's what it's all about for me.
Yeah. And if we send those people away with that outcome, we can sit back then if something does happen and go, look, there it is, there's the training in action. What more could you and I ask for as trainers here than actually looking and watching something being put in place that we've talked about in the classroom.
Yeah. And do you know what always happens after these disasters? It's all retrospective. No, we should have done this, we should have done that. And what we're talking about is, let's do that before the disaster, not afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, one of the questions we got asked, during the webinar was, do you look at situations after disasters happen? Well, of course we absolutely do, because we can only learn from the bad experiences as well as the good. And unfortunately, as far back as you can go, we're going to look back at some of the ways people have responded and go, could have been better. Well, let's try and knock those bugs out so that we're never going to see a perfect outcome.
Yeah.
No incident, we're never going to sit there and go, my goodness, 100% everybody well done. But what we want to do is get as near to that as we possibly can.
For sure.
And through community engagement, you're halfway there, because you don't want to be fighting your community, you want to be bringing them in and actually working alongside them.
And look at that example of Aberfan. Is it 52 years ago? And the same mistakes still being made now.
Yeah.
And we've got to put a stop to that.
And I don't know about you, but I sit with my head in my hands sometimes when you look at these people and you go, what are you doing? And look at, one of the things that we looked at was MH370.
Yeah.
Well, there again, an example of how not to do something. And I was training at the time it was happening, and we just used to switch the television on every morning and say, there you go, people, that's how not to do it. Now let's look at how we're going to do it. Because that is not how you handle an incident. You do not have cameras and family and people fainting and screaming and shouting. Because what you do is you make sure you embrace the people that are affected by it, you draw them in.
Yeah.
And that's what this is about, and that's what this course is about.
And why do people mess up on these things? I'll tell you, it's not because they're bad people,
No.
it's not because they're stupid, it's because they haven't given the time and the space to think about things beforehand.
Exactly.
And had they done that, they would have got much better outcomes.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's my view.
I'm with you all the way on that, absolutely. So, yeah, sounds great.
Anyway, you know, we said we're not going to be doing too much talking.
Not too much talk. No.
Shut up.
It's time to shut up yourself.